Gori is probably best known for being the birthplace of one of the 20th century's most infamous figures. Joseph Yugashvili, better known as Joseph Stalin, transformed the Soviet Union from a peasant society into one of the world's biggest superpowers. He killed millions of Soviet citizens along the way. Today I'm going to explore how the city of Gori presents its dark history. I have read that the city is kind of divided with its appreciation of Stalin. So now I'm walking through Stalin Park, believe it or not, and this road here and this road is Stalin Avenue, and at the top of this park is the Stalin Museum, and I do believe there's even a couple of Stalin statues around here somewhere. It's not something you see much of these days. Some people want the park's name changed and the road's name changed, and other people are proud that Stalin came from this city. The Stalin Museum of Gori. This is actually Stalin's house that he was born in, and the house has been moved. It was from a different part of Gori and it's been moved and brought here. See the hammer and sickle. Over here we have Stalin's train carriage that he used right up until his death. Ah, here we go, nearly walked past him. It's not often you come across a statue of Stalin. Even in the Soviet Art Museum in Sofia, which was basically a graveyard to all the Soviet monuments that had been pulled down, I don't remember seeing a Stalin one. You can buy all your Stalin t-shirts, Stalin bags, tote bags, Stalin wine. Well, there's a lot of people here. It's a Sunday morning and it's very busy. We have the thing where people are wanting their photo took with Stalin, so everything's going to take a lot longer than it should do. This is Stalin's mother and his father. A lot of people are obviously critical of this museum because of its bias towards Stalin and because it doesn't actually show any of the horrors that he was responsible for. But the guide has just said something really interesting. She said that this museum was opened in 1957 and obviously Georgia was still under the Soviet Union, and so this is a museum. It was opened as a museum of propaganda, of pro-Stalin information, and a lot of the horrors were obviously not mentioned, and so they've kept it that way. The whole museum is an example of Russian propaganda, which is an interesting way to look at it. She did actually also say that they have started to edit some of the materials and they are starting to introduce more of the actual truth. The guy that taught us a bit of a waste of time, to be honest. This one, I don't know what language that is, but they're all getting irate with the guy who's telling them the information. The one I'm following, I think is German. The actual guide is in English, and then there's a translator, but you just can't hear them. And there seems to be a lot of people here who are very knowledgeable of Stalin, and they keep disagreeing with everything they say. What's this? Table from the conference room in the Kremlin. What the hell? Stalin's death mask. Hammer and sickle is actually a Polish desk lamp. This looks like the room that's only just opened relatively recently, which gives you a bit more information about the truth of life under Stalin. So it talks more about the gulags, political repression, and we have all the pictures here. We have some images here of the occupation of Georgia in 2008. You can see that this is a popular tourist place, certainly for day trippers. Also coaches and that parked outside. I think all there is to see now is Stalin's train. Pretty sure that's not where he slept. It's got that old, musty smell. Bathroom. And that's it for the Stalin Museum. And to be honest, everyone kind of I've spoke to, and I've seen people on vlogs and stuff like that who are really critical of it because it's very biased. But the museum was set up in like 1957 during the Soviet Union. So it's going to be biased, and I kind of like the fact that they've kept it that way. The guides did say that, you know, some of the material is obvious propaganda and some of it they have actually changed, and there is a room downstairs, a very small room, that they've added to it to kind of redress the balance. But the museum itself and the materials in there are an example of the propaganda that existed during that time. So I don't understand why people are critical of it for showing how things were in, you know, during the Soviet Union. I really enjoyed it. Look at the wine bottles. After spending 3 days in Chiatura without a decent coffee shop, just behind the Stalin Museum over there is this place called, is it KA or something like that? It's just at the back, and I came here yesterday and they sell really nice coffee for 3 lari. Happy days. Well, that's the Stalin part of today's vlog done. So now I'm going to have a wander around the city, head to the fortress and see what else the town of Gori has to offer. This memorial to the Georgian soldiers that died in World War II. As we can see, as usual with the former Soviet countries, the war is only recognised as being from 1941 to 1945. The first 2 years, the Soviet Union were fighting with the Nazis rather than against them. There are many paths that will take you to the top of the fortress that lies in the centre of Gori. If you come up from the eastern side, you will come across this. It's a memorial to Georgian soldiers, and each one is broken in some way, either missing limbs or, in this case, missing a face. Maybe a tribute to the unknown soldiers. This whole monument used to be in Tbilisi, but then was moved here. For centuries, Gori was an important location on the trade route between the east and the west. The fortress was built in the 7th century to protect the area from the Mongol, Persian and Ottoman forces. So let's go and have a look at Gori from above. I'm guessing this is the eastern entrance to the fortress, so there's probably other ways I can get out of here. Wow, it's bigger than I thought. Let's take a look at the views of old Gori. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Let me work out where I am. Okay, my hostel is over here, near this big church. Literally facing the big church. In fact, I can see the balcony right there. And over here, this is where my bus brought me in. The road goes all the way around the fortress. I've not been to look at that yet. I'm not sure. I think that might actually be the main cathedral of the city. Here, this strange building, I'm going to go and have a closer look at. I'm not exactly sure what that is. And then just behind that, we have the football stadium for FC Gori, who are actually playing tomorrow night. So I might finally, after 11 months of travel, get to see a football game on my European travels. I've been trying, like, literally since I started, and it seems that every time I arrive in a city and I check the fixtures, the team are always playing away. But tomorrow there will be a football game going on right there. I'm hoping I can just buy a ticket on the day and go and see the local football team, who are in the Georgian top league. I think they're about 4th. So that should be cool. I don't know how many people go and attend these games, but hopefully I shall be one of them. I don't know what these things are. I saw one of these even in Ushguli, out in the middle of nowhere. I think it's just security. There's a guy in there. Why would you need a security cabinet in Ushguli? This is the northern part of the city. This big long road that runs right up to the motorway where I got dropped off yesterday. Got dropped off on the bloody motorway and told to walk through some bushes to get to Gori. Only in Georgia. What are you barking at, eh? What are you barking at? Right, finally I've got some food, because I don't know what time it is, but I've been up for a couple of hours. It's probably about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock something, and I'm not eating anything yet. So there's a little bakery here. I did eat there yesterday, got some kind of weird sausage roll type thing. Today I've gone for a different kind of weird sausage roll type thing. Just hiding in there, see a hot dog. This is the north side of the fortress. Not exactly sure what this memorial is all about, because it's all in the Georgian script. On the west side of the fortress is this crazy building. It's called Art House, and apparently there's some galleries of local photographers. It does look open. I'm not sure how much it is to get in. Shouldn't be much. So let's go and take a look. And the information said Azerbaijan. I'm not sure, that wasn't what the lady said. Great pictures though. Considering the size of the building from the outside, it's a little bit disappointed that it was just that one room. There were some great photos in there, but nothing about the actual building itself, which apparently, according to some of the reviews, has a pretty interesting history. When I first came into Gori yesterday on the bus came round this side. This is the west side of the fortress, and I kind of thought there's not going to be anything here, is there really? I was kind of thinking I could see why people would only come for a day trip, see the Stalin Museum, and probably that's about it. But I'm enjoying my little day wandering around the streets of Gori. As always, when travelling through a country, I don't just want to see the capital cities and the main tourist places. I like to get out into the places where most people don't come. Gori being one of them. Random picture of Bob Marley over there. 2.5. Two. Okay, that's cool. So 2, yeah. It's definitely going to sell me 2.5. I'd love it, thank you. Cheers. So for 2.5, which is about 60 pence or something like that. Look at this. Circle the bloody cherries. This is the public service hall, so I'm presuming the town hall. Oh, what a building. The cars in Georgia do tend to stop. Hey, there we go. It's not like Turkey. He's not stopping. He is. This is the home of FC Gori, who I do believe are actually playing a game in 2 days' time. Now, FC Gori are in the top Georgian league. They're about 4th. They're about 8 points behind the top. I'm not sure how many points a team gets for a victory and how many games they've got left. So, but it sounds like they've still got something to play for. And apparently this stadium holds about 5,000. Now I can't see that this stadium holds 5,000 in a million years. 1,000 tops, surely. Well, I'm hoping to come to see FC Gori and cheer them on from the stands. So let's hope that happens. That will be in a different vlog. If that happens, I will make a vlog entirely about coming to see the game, where for one night only I will be a fan of FC Gori. Well, it's pretty around here. Wonder how much the knockoff shoes are here. The ones I bought in Turkey I paid £10 for. One of them fell apart after I've worn them about 3 times. The chairs at this stall were full, so I got a bargain getting them for 2.5. Wonderful. I have this street saved on Google Maps as Street Market. Now I was thinking that because it's Sunday it might not be open, but it is. Looking in down market here. This was last night's supper. Kebab and fries. It's actually okay. It did the job. Gori is less than 1 hour away from the border of the breakaway state of South Ossetia. In 2008, the city came under attack from airstrikes and was occupied by ground forces. Many local people died from cluster bombs. On this building here, you can still see the scars of that war. There's just bullet holes everywhere. And on the other side is exactly the same. And we have this piece of street art. The price of independence. You can see the aircraft dropping bombs. And the old man with perhaps his granddaughter on the other side of the barbed wire. All the fruits on the other side. Just look at the bullet holes. And this was in 2008. It's less than 15 years ago. It's a very weird thing, because the bin collection has just come down this road and collected all the rubbish from the bins, and then as soon as it sets off, all the street dogs just appear from nowhere, going absolutely mental at the bin collection. And they did the same in Turkey. I don't know, it's a weird thing. The street dogs don't like the bin collection guys. I was hoping to come and chill out in the park for a bit, but that doesn't appear to be an option. Well, I came here last night for a few beers, and I did tell them I'd be back for food, so here I am. It's a place called, where famous go past, Black Stars, and yesterday there was even a dog with odd eyes. Is this one? No, this is my friend from yesterday though. He came to say hello yesterday, but he's not the odd-eyed dog. He might be around here somewhere. Anyway, what a lovely way to spend a beer.
Yes.